Hey guys, it's Jake here at etrailer. Today we have a 2018 Nissan Sentra, and we're going to be taking a look at, and I'm going to show you how to install the CURT Class 1 1.25" hitch receiver. Adding a hitch receiver to the back of your Sentra is going to allow you to do a couple of different things. You can use it to haul bike racks, which is what the owner of ours is doing. A small cargo carrier, if you need to get some of that luggage out of the back of your car to make more room inside for more weather sensitive items, put them on a cargo carrier so you can go on your trip. Or if paired with trailer wiring for your Nissan Sentra, you can pull small trailers with it. The receiver tube opening will be 1.25" wide by 1.25" tall. This is going to accept 1.25" accessories or those 2-inch accessories that have a sleeve on them that you can take off to adapt to an 1.25" hitch. The hitch pin hole will be a 1/2" hitch pin, which is standard on your Class 1 trailer hitch receivers. The safety chain loops, if you decide to pull a trailer, you want to hook those up, are nice and large. You can fit S-hook styles, clevis styles. They're all going to fit pretty well on those loops. Your weight capacities for this hitch are going to be a max tongue weight capacity, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube, of 200 pounds, and a max trailer weight capacity of 2,000 pounds. That is the trailer plus the load included. You will want to check with the owner's manual of your Nissan Sentra to make sure that your vehicle is capable of handling those weights, and if it's not, go with the lowest amount between the hitch and the vehicle. Now some measurements for you so you know how it's going to fit on your Sentra. From the center of our hitch pin hole to the outermost part of our bumper is about 6 inches. You want to use that measurement when comparing it to bike racks or cargo carriers to know how well that the accessory is going to fit on here. If you watch some of our videos, you can see that they'll give you a measurement from the center of the hitch pin hole on the accessory to the closest part of the accessory when folded up or folded down when it's on the vehicle. Compare that to that 6-inch measurement, and that'll tell you whether or not that accessory is going to fit before you even have to make a decision. From the ground to the top inside of the receiver tube, it's about 9 3/4 inches. Definitely low enough to where you want to look into accessories with a raised shank so that you can get them up off the ground so you don't have to worry about them dragging. Now, as far as the installation goes, this install is fairly straightforward. I will say probably the hardest part about this is that you have to open up one of the holes in the bottom of the frame rail in order to fit the hardware up into place. If you have a step bit that goes up to about 1.25 inches, you should have no problems getting that done. One thing I would recommend, because the Sentra sits pretty close to the ground, I recommend backing the car onto a set of wheel ramps to give yourself a little bit more space to work under there. But other than that, it's pretty easy to do. Let's go ahead and show you that now. To begin our installation, we'll have 2 clips here on the bottom that we'll have to remove with a flathead screwdriver. So all you'll do is just stick the head of the screwdriver in the center of it, then pop out the base. Now, using a step bit, we're going to drill out the rearmost hole on our driver's side large enough to where we can fit our hardware up through it. Now we're going to take one of our 1.5" carriage bolts, put it on our fish wire, and then you'll put a spacer block on there. We're going to go through that large hole that we just drilled out, come out of our smaller hole, push the spacer block up through, push the carriage bolt through, and then pull it down. Now what we'll want to do is get the spacer block positioned where it's not blocking that hole, because we're going to need to reverse fish wire our other hardware up into this hole. And we'll take our carriage bolt first this time, then our spacer block, push it up into your frame, and then pull it down. You just want to make sure that your spacer blocks are not sitting on top of each other, that they're next to each other. Now with an extra set of hands, we'll lift our hitch up into place. On the driver's side, we're going to put those 2 fish wires through the appropriate holes on the hitch. And on the passenger side, we'll have to lift the hitch up. This side's going to be a little tricky. We'll have to run our hardware through the back side of this bracket and come out through the hitch. we go. Run it through the back with a flat washer on the back side. And then on this side, just thread on a flange nut. This is what it's going to look like on the passenger side. Once you get that bolt in place, there's going to be another one just to the right of it. Now we're going to take the large spacer block that comes on our kit. We'll set it up on top of this toe loop. Slide our large carriage bolt down through it. Want it to also come down through this hole. You may have to shift the hitch around a little bit, and then we'll thread on our nut. This is a very tight area to be working in, but just be patient. Once we get all our hardware in place, we'll come back with a torque wrench and torque it all down to the specifications in the instructions. If you don't have a torque wrench, we have some available on our website, or typically you can go to your local auto parts store and rent one. And once you get it torqued down, we'll put our push pin fasteners back in place. Well guys, that's going to do it for the installation. Hopefully this video helped you decide whether or not the CURT Class 1 1.25" hitch receiver is right for you in your 2018 Nissan Sentra.